Hello, FlossTube Stitchers. Every once in a while, I feel like I have to reintroduce myself for anybody that might be new to the channel. So, hi, I'm Shelly, and I own Just Stitching Inc. in Strongsville, Ohio. And this is a channel where I show what's new in the shop, merchandise, new designers that come on the scene, models on loan. I also include my personal stitching and maybe a story here and there. So let's get started with my vintage stitches. I have two today. The first one is a free chart from Heart and Hand Needle Art. It's called Harvest Alphabet. And the original chart called for a black bat to go on the pumpkin, but since it was called Harvest Alphabet, I really wanted it to be a little more appropriate for the entire fall season and not look too much like Halloween. So I balanced the buttons out by putting one on the bottom, a golden pumpkin, and then this is called, is it called Lizzie's Owl or Lizzie Kate's Owl or Linda's Owl? What is it called? Why don't you go look? I knew it had something to do with Lizzie Kate. It's called the Tingles Owl because they designed it for her to go on one of her Halloween series called Tingles. So anyway, this is from 2015 and I stitched it on, I think it's Velt. It really doesn't match anything in the Picture This Plus swatch book right now. So it was either a very green legacy or it was Velt. I think 32 count. All right, and this is the free chart, and I've already started including that in mail orders, but if you specifically want this anytime throughout the year, make sure to specify it when you place your mail order, because I kind of have a schedule for which few I'm giving away for a few weeks' time until I run out of copies. So just let me know and I'm happy to include that. The second one is also Heart and Hand. I did not stitch it. It was stitched by a very good friend and part-time helper back in the day, Nancy, who has since moved south. But this is called Harvest Home Sampler. And let's see if I can hold it so you don't see. Oh gosh, there's a lot of reflection. Anyway, you get the idea. But I wanted to also let you know that Nancy painted the special mats that we framed it with. So this chart is from 2001 and it's still available only as a kit for $18, and it includes a piece of 32 sandstone permanent linen and the little buttons from Jabco. So I have a couple of those in stock, and I knew I still had some of these around. I found them earlier today. I have 3 left of the mats that Nancy custom painted. It's $20 for the double mat set, and when they're gone because she no longer does things for cross stitch. Alrighty, why don't we just talk about my whips right now? So a couple weeks ago, maybe 2 weeks ago, I started Java Junkie from Heinz It. I'm going to put the chart alongside the stitching so you can see. You know, I was kind of attracted to the golden colors on the front of the chart, but as you can see, the colors are not the same in real life. I still think it's really pretty. And I like my change of the blue. That's to match our new backsplash that will be coming probably after the first of the year. I could have changed it when I first started stitching, when I first noticed it, but I actually think these colors look really nice on the fabric, and the fabric is what they called for. So all in all, it's going to be a good mix of colors, and I just have to get over the fact that it doesn't look like the chart. So I had 1 day of stitching the last time I showed this, I think. This was, or maybe 2 days. Well, you know, I show it on Whip Wednesday, and then I stitch a little bit more, and then I show it again on a Sunday. So it could have been like one day for Whip Wednesday, and then the second day was when I showed it on the a previous FlossTube. And so this was probably the third night of stitching. So I just have to finish the letters and fill in the color around the swirls and do a little back stitching, I think. There's some back stitching that highlights the letters. So one more night of stitching and that should be done. And I was thinking of looking for some coffee bean finishing fabric, and maybe I could mount it against that fabric in the background in a frame. So I'll have to take the stitching with me to make sure it matches. All right, then the following week, I started No Talkie Before Coffee from New York Dreamer. And that's what I did in one night, just the word before. And I really like it. I chose, what did I choose? Now I forget. 35 Cocoa, I think, because I already had it in stock. And I wanted 35 count because I have the same backing board from New York Dreamer, and I wanted a little more of the board to show. So this is the board. And so I figured if I did it on 35 instead of 32, there would be a little bit more of a border showing, so you saw more of the beautiful woodwork. So that's that. I am stitching with Acorn from the Gentle Art because I thought it looked better with this particular finish on the board. The Tatanka was a little too dark and kind of blackish, and I wanted it to be more brown. But then after I started stitching, I looked at what I thought was a monochromatic chart and realized there really were two colors being used. So the second color, I think, I'm auditioning some threads. I think it's going to be Roasted Fig from Weeks Dye Works. I think that's going to be the second color. It adds a little more warmth and a little more of a red tone, which goes with the backing board. So that's that. All right, then we had just a few new things. Homespun Elegance came out with So Thankful for Thanksgiving. So of course that has to go on my to-do list, but I probably won't start it until maybe Thanksgiving weekend. I want to finish a few of these other things first. And then we got an automatic from Primrose Cottage Stitches. This is Christmas Wishes. And I may have to do this one because I have a little bit of a gingerbread collection. I think it started with a group of handmade gingerbread dolls from my friend Bonnie. Then 3 Christmas ornaments, Jingle All the Way. And I believe all of these are done on 25 Vintage Country Mocha. Yes, looks like it. This is Joy to the World. And Let It Snow. Yes, all 3 of them were done on Vintage Country Mocha. And I decided I was going to give this set to a lucky viewer this week. So tell me about Christmas ornaments, whether you make them, buy them at craft shows, if you do them for a member of the family. Just tell me something about Christmas ornaments, and we'll put you in the drawing. And I believe you'll have 2 weeks to answer, because probably won't be doing a video next week because of my parents' move. So you have 2 weeks. All right, and then the last one from them is Jolly Happy Soul. Then we got an automatic from Stitching with the Housewives. So we have the January calendar crate and Claus Christmas. This is the one that Priscilla kept talking about if you found the decorative piece at Hobby Lobby. She was having you go buy it before you even knew what the design was. I saw it, but I didn't get it because I don't stitch a lot of Santas. And then gingerbread cookies. So yeah, I think I need this one too. This is actually her recipe. It doesn't give all the instructions, but it gives the amount of the ingredients. So I think that's really cute. Then from Pinoy Stitch, they had a series of needlework labels. These are not adhesive, so you would have to cut these out probably on a paper cutter and use some kind of recommended acid-free adhesive on the back. Or maybe they could just be cut out and a hole punched in the corner and attached to a gift. But I think it was meant to go on the back of a framed piece. So they had Halloween ones. So you get 6 labels for, is that 6? I couldn't remember if it was 5 or 6. So that's Halloween. And then I really like the candy cane Christmas ones. And then they had a retro. All right, and then last but not least, the Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher magazine, the Christmas winter issue. And that's what the front cover looks like. I'm sure you've seen this by now on social media, especially if you follow her page. But I love the Teresa Kogut. And then that's what's on the back. My 2 favorites, besides Teresa's, I think probably someday I'll do that one. I do Santa's if they're with reindeer. But the other one I really liked was Stitching with the Housewives, the Buffalo Plaid Winter. I tend to do more reindeer and snowmen that are not specifically Christmas. That way I can leave it out longer. And I usually wasn't hosting Christmas. That was my parents' holiday for a while, and then it was my brother and sister-in-law's holiday because it was easier with the kids to have it at their house. So I didn't even always do a tree. So I tended to decorate with snowmen instead. But this is my other favorite one from Barbara Anna called Dancer. All right, that's kind of all that was new that came this week. Okay, then I had a giveaway from last week, and there were some really nice comments about whether people preferred autumn or winter and why, and I just wanted to read a couple. So Crystal from Stitching in the Green Mountains, who has a FlossTube channel, I think there's maybe 5 or 6 up right now. I do always check. Every once in a while I'll click on people's icons, especially if there's a picture, because then it's more likely that somebody has a channel, and then I'll go check out their channel. So anyway, Crystal said, I enjoy both autumn and winter seasons for different reasons. Unfortunately, autumn does not last very long, so it pulls at my heartstrings a little more than winter. And I just thought that was so poetic. I wanted to read that. And then Chris Matheny says, I prefer fall for the wonderful colors and the early morning crispness in the air. Being from Seattle, I am still adjusting to the cold of winter, though the new fallen snow is enchanting. I also thought that was lovely the way she put that. And Chris actually lives in Ohio now, and she's the winner of Autumn Season from Dear Suki from last week. So I already know Chris. She's got an auto going out next week, so I'll just include this chart with that. Okay, and now, this is why you tuned in, right? Because I called it Mystic Stitches. So I got a big order from Misty again, and there was a color that came out back in March, and by the time I tried to order it during the online show, she was out, so I didn't get it that time. And I was just wanting to order this, and finally just placed an order for a bunch of different counts. So I have maybe, I don't know, 6 or 7 of them, but it's called All the Things. What a great name. And it really is very neutral and perfect for almost anything. So I did match up these colors to various counts, and it looked pretty good with all of them. So 841 and 842. So that is the 14 count Aida. And then I got it in 16. And this is 28 linen. I think it looks more true to color if I hold it back here. This is 32. And 36, which I think I got this at the last minute because after my order was already placed and she let me know that she was working on it, she said, hey, we did get some 36. At the time that I ordered, she didn't have any 36 to dye. So I said, oh yeah, throw a 36 all the things in my order. Then I ordered more of everything else. So there were all the things and everything else. This is lighter, and it was very popular from the order back in March, so I decided to get more of this. So this is, maybe I should open it up. Sorry, I should have probably opened that up a little bit more. No, it washes out. It washes out. It's really better just to hold it like this. Okay, so this is 14. And 16. And 18. $28. This is 32 Lugana. And I got some 40. Then I tried some other new colors. Let's see, I'm going to show you the two counts next to each other. There's 14 Aida and 32 linen. And let's see, Old Blue Jeans from Classic Colorworks matches the linen a little bit better than the Aida, but it gives you an idea of the tone. And the Aida has a little bit of a reddish purple running through it in spots. Not too much. So that might have been one of those times where the dye releases a color that you're not expecting, but it is really pretty. So that's Chinchilla. Then Pearl was another color that she had released back in March that I lost out on in her ready to ship section. So I got it this time, and I have 3 different counts. So the first is a 16, and I have it matched up to Weeks Dye Works Dove. And this is the 28. And this is the 32. So that looks good with all of them. Couldn't find a DMC, so that's why I chose the Weeks. All right, and then the last color was Veteris. And I really need to keep better track of these things because somebody called for Veteris just recently, and I really could not remember where I saw it. But I was afraid to get full yards because I feel like everything's been coming in green from several different distributors. And this was green, so I wasn't sure if it was going to be darker or too yellow. So I was a little scared. So I only got it in 2 counts in half yards. I got it in 16 and 28. And I matched it up to Weeks Dye Works Butterbean and Broom Tree. Let's see. So the Aida is a little bit lighter, or maybe it's just that side. But it's kind of interesting. And I probably would have been okay with full yards, but you know how it is. So that's called Veteris. So that's it for today. Next weekend, hopefully, we will be moving my parents into senior living. Actually, the move date is Monday the 22nd, but we will be packing and making final decisions on furniture and that sort of thing. And my brother from Chicago is coming in for the weekend. So I'm pretty sure I won't have time to do a video, but I will do one sometime over Thanksgiving weekend. So yeah, I think that was it for today. So thanks a lot for watching. Thanks for coming back every week, saying that you look forward to the videos or telling me that it was your first time watching and that you subscribed before the video finished. Those are such nice things to hear. I like that you appreciate the length of the videos. This is the kind of length of video that I like to watch, somewhere between 20 and 30 minutes. So I guess we're attracted to the same things and have the same amount of free time or watch the videos at certain times. I tend to watch them when I'm at work, when I'm eating, when I'm pricing, when I'm twirling fibers, things like that. I don't tend to watch it when I'm stitching because I really like to look at people's finishes. So I tend not to watch it when I'm stitching. But anyway, thanks for commenting and letting me know that you appreciate the work that goes behind the videos. And thanks for telling me when you come into the store that you watch my videos. It's always a little bit of a weird interaction when they're like, I know you, I recognize you, I listen to you. And I'm like, oh, I have no makeup on today and that store is really messy. But anyway, everybody is just really so nice and supportive. And we're kind of all in the same boat. Too much to do, not enough time to do it, and we want to stitch all the things. So thanks for watching. See you in a couple weeks. Bye-bye. And I got it in 14 and 32, and I'm going to show it together along with old blue jeans from Classic Colorwork. I knew that was going to happen.